it's Josie, and today I'm doing my April wrap-up and May to be read. This month I read 7 books, which was absolutely amazing for me considering that I never read more than 5 or 6 books in a month. So yes, I was super happy with what I read. The first book I read this month was The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I really did enjoy this book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I did feel like it lacked suspense because I had been spoiled on the book, so I don't totally blame that fault, and it was kind of predictable for me even if I hadn't been spoiled, and Katniss was a little bit annoying, but overall it was really well written and I really understood the world, so I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. The second book I read I don't have a physical copy of, but that was The Running Dream by Gwendolyn Van Dranen. I really enjoyed that book. It was so sad yet uplifting and inspiring, and it's basically about a girl who loses her leg in a car accident and she learns to run again because she's a runner. So it was just really beautifully written. I really loved that book and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and I will link my full video review down below. The next book I read was part of a trilogy that I started a couple years ago actually, and that is Darkness Before Dawn, which is the 3rd and final book in the Hazelwood High trilogy by Sharon M. Draper. I really liked this book. It was action-packed throughout the book, but the beginning was kind of a little bit slow and groggy for me, but the middle and ending was absolutely beautiful and suspenseful and scary and action-packed, and I loved it so much. So I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars, and the trilogy as a whole I would give 5 out of 5 stars because it's definitely very action-packed and serious, and I really did enjoy the whole series, or whole trilogy. The next book I read was an anthology, and I read it for review for NetGalley, so I will be doing a video review on this soon, and that is Bullying Under Attack by John Meyer. This is an anthology of essays and poems from bullies, victims, and bystanders. So it was really well written and really well compiled, but I did have some problems with it, which I will talk about in my review. The next book I read can be hands down one of the best and most inspiring books I have ever read in my entire life. And that book is This Star Won't Go Out by Esther Earl. If you have not read this book, or you have not learned about Esther, or you don't know who she is and you haven't yet been inspired by her, definitely read this book and definitely watch some of the Vlogbrothers videos. I will leave a link to my full video review down below so you guys can go check this out because it is absolutely beautiful and amazing, and I feel like I'm such a good friend of Esther's now. Like, I haven't met her and I never will meet her, but we will meet in heaven, I know. But I know that, you know, she's going to impact my life for the rest of my life. So the next book I read was also for NetGalley, and that book was Throwaway Girl by Kristen Scarrow, and it was okay. I mean, it was not extraordinary. It was really predictable, and it doesn't come out until September, and I won't be doing a review on it because I don't want to give it negative press, but it was really not that great. I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, and that was being generous. And the last book that I read this month was per request, or per seeing it on BookTube so much. And I actually read this during the Dewey's 24-hour readathon, and I read it at the exact same time Dylan from Dylan's Books was reading it, and he finished it like an hour before I did, and I was like, what in the world, Dylan? Am I going to start crying? Am I going to start breaking down? What in the world? And that book is Winger by Andrew Smith. I loved this book. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. The main character was really sweet. The ending tore my heart out. The middle of the book, because it was a boarding school book, just made it all the more better. And I did have 2 problems with it though. The amount of pervertedness in this book really kind of was just like, are you seriously going to talk about that one more time? And I confused rugby for lacrosse for the first 150 pages. I'm like, why aren't they playing with sticks? So I was just so confused about the rugby thing in this book, but overall I thought this book was absolutely amazing, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I definitely recommend you go check the story out. Now for the month of May, I don't have really any books planned to read because I know I'm going to be recovering from some nerve work that I'm having done, but I do have 2 books I want to read directly. One's Percy Being a Wallflower, and one's I Am Malala. These 2 books will definitely be in my next wrap-up. But anyway, that's all I plan to read during the month of May and what I read in April. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!